I literally have no idea how to even begin this video because it's just such a baffling topic. They're making a Last of Us Part 2 remaster. Now, I know what you're thinking. DreamcastGuy, you must be smoking some gamer crack. That doesn't make sense. Last of Us 2 came out just a couple years ago. It won Game of the Year. It still looks and plays great. What can actually be done with the game in such a short time span? Well, here's the thing. This technically isn't even a rumor. One of the people working on the Last of Us remaster has leaked its existence, and I want to take a look at the evidence because this is just such a weird story to me. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So here we are over on Game Rant. Last of Us Part 2 remaster is already on the way, composer claims. The Last of Us Part 2's remaster may have just been revealed by the series composer and could be a whole new set of features when it releases on the PlayStation 5 and PC. Now, initially, I'm not fully against the concept of this. I think the idea of, additional content, new chapters, new story, new combat, new AI, I'm at least open-minded to that concept. I'm definitely one of those Last of Us fans that loves the first game, but didn't exactly enjoy the second game as much, because while the gameplay is perfect, the whole completely bleak, unhappy, completely deep, depressing story of revenge, it just didn't fully connect with me. I can appreciate what the game was trying to do, but personally, just not my cup of tea. So the idea of new content, even if it obviously doesn't change the story, I'm still incredibly invested in what that's going to be. So let's take a look at the article here. The Last of Us Part 2's remaster may have just been revealed by the composer of the series. The award-winning sequel was released on the PlayStation 4 in 2019 and has already been praised for its visuals, performance, and wealth of accessibility. The Last of Us Part 2 is currently available on the PlayStation 5 via backwards compatibility, but after the original game was remastered for PlayStation 4 and was later released as Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 and PC, it seemed inevitable that the sequel would also get the same treatment. Now, there have actually been a bunch of rumors that Sony is trying to find some way to do mild remasters of a bunch of their games. They did this with stuff like, obviously, Ghost of Tsushima, got Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. We saw that with Death Stranding and Death Stranding Director's Cut, which are obviously games that look incredibly good. The additional features, the chapters, the new content is incredibly top-notch. But it does feel weird that Sony is trying to sell you their best games twice. That's definitely the point here, but going back to it, comicbook.com says the series composer Gustavo Santonella revealed a new version of The Last of Us Part 2 is on the way in a recent Spanish interview. The reveal came as part of a discussion regarding Santonella's cameo in the upcoming title, in which he could be found playing a banjo outside one of the buildings in Jackson. According to him, The Last of Us Part 2 remaster will build upon this and allow players to request songs for him to play. Now, this right here is the major discussion point that everybody is kind of debating, which is that is it too soon to even remaster the game? It still looks great. It was the best looking PlayStation 4 game of all time, and we're only 2 years into the PlayStation 5. I mean, it just seems super weird to do this now. In the extent of any fan criticism, it will depend primarily on two key factors: the price of the game and what new features it will contain. Santonella's comments suggest kind of a director's cut type remaster of The Last of Us that includes additional interactions and ideas that may have been cut from the initial release. Now, we did see this. Obviously, they make the examples here that I gave, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, both of those getting director's cuts that did actually have new story missions, better graphics, better content. That's cool, but a lot of people seem to be mixed. I tweeted this out. When this news actually broke last night, I just tweeted stop, because it's super, to me, This does feel a little bit inappropriate that I feel like you need at least 5 years. It's been 4 years and they're already actually giving us a remaster. That seems ridiculous. But a lot of people are saying, like, they better not. Man, the PS5 update originally already looked fine. I love The Last of Us, but what is there even to remaster? Says Barry, obviously. Bloodberry, she's like a horror streamer. So the fact that they're doing this, it's just baffling even to fans. Remastered in a bunch of quotes. No thanks. Worst story for a game of that caliber I've ever played. Thankfully, I waited for a long time and I got it for cheap. Keep Neil Kuckerman as far away from Last of Us as possible. This game is 3 years old and looks awesome. Well, it's 4 years old, but yeah. A lot of these people are just saying, like, I mean, excellent game, I can't wait. Director's cut, extra content, plus PS5 additional features. People voted with their wallets. The original game sold well. All these remakes and remasters keep following. I mean, who can really be to blame? This guy does bring up a good point. We are definitely in the time period of remasters and remakes. I mean, we got the Dead Space remake. We got, so many remasters coming out that are incredibly good. There's the Clock Tower remaster, the Gex Trilogy, Toomba. Like, literally this week, they announced like 25 new remasters, which look fantastic, and they keep selling. But still, I'm not sure I like the idea of this tactic. Here, Spawnwave said, the move would be to try and include the new versions of factions to go with this, to try and couple it together, but something tells me that's probably not happening. I guess part of what's so extremely disconcerting about this is that not only did we just get The Last of Us Part 2, but it feels weird that we're getting The Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2, Last of Us 1 Remastered, Last of Us 2 Remastered, and we're still not getting the multiplayer of Factions 2. I am a little bit nervous as a PlayStation fan that this is going to be their new methodology, is perpetually trying to remaster their biggest titles over and over and over again. There's already the rumors that they're working on a Horizon Zero Dawn remake, even though that game just came out, 6 years ago, 7 years ago? I don't know. I think Sony is definitely, at least internally, experimenting with the idea of a big push to games as a service. And to supplement that, they are going to be doing a lot of remasters, a lot of remakes. So we're probably going to get 2 or 3 classic Sony-style games. Your God of War Ragnaroks, your Spider-Man, your Days Gone, stuff like that. Single-player focused narrative adventures, and then mixed in there, we're going to get remasters, remakes, and games as a service. I guess it's going to make the catalog feel more full, but I don't know. This feels lazy. And I feel like I'm trying to use that word less because people do, especially in the gaming industry, throw it around constantly. But even if the additional content is spectacular, right now it just seems too soon. Maybe when I see it, it'll completely change my mind of like, oh my God, they actually decided to finally just put 2 bullets in the back of Abby's head. Okay, I'm being mean. But let's see what it is. I'm going to try and watch it with an open mind. But as it stands, 4 years between release and remake feels a bit drastic. What do you guys think, though? Are you excited for The Last of Us Part 2 remake, or is this just a gigantic Sony L? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and please, if you could, keep dreaming. Oh my God. Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, definitely really interesting games, but make new stuff, huh? Remember that? Make new stuff. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.